time in 2.5 years. Military veteran RJ is regaining a simple freedom.
RJ suffered a cervical spinal cord injury due to a motorcycle accident, which left him quadriplegic, which just simply means that he lacks the use primarily of his arms or his legs.
And he, like a handful of other participants across the country, is taking part in a groundbreaking clinical trial that began in 2024. Each patient paralyzed by either a spinal cord injury or ALS. In each of their brains, an implanted microchip called NEURALINK.
It's been an incredible amount of progress.
The NEURALINK brain-computer device, founded by Elon Musk, teamed up with the Miami Project to Cure Paralysis and the University of Miami Health System. Dr. Jonathan Jagged and his team executed RJ's implant just months ago.
This device is completely invisible, to anybody else that interacts with somebody who has it implanted. The other thing that makes it very unique is how it's been miniaturized. It's a very small device.
About the size of a coin, but the impact so far, anything but small. During Neuralink's summer update on the trial, they showed this moment. Watch as a participant moves his cursor with his mind.
These are people that can't even move a mouse, right? So you have to understand, in its early stages, it's been really successful at allowing them to accomplish goals that they cannot otherwise accomplish. But what it can do in the future is anybody's guess.
The uncharted territory raises concerns, but Dr. Jagged says it's expected with any new technology. And after years in the making, RJ is hopeful.
Ezekiel chapter 33, verse 33. And when this come to pass, look, it will come. Then shall they know that a prophet hath been among them. I want to give our praises and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kodash, forgive me the spirit, to do this lesson. In this lesson, I'm going into how are we not the prophets? Okay. How are we not the prophets? All right. Referring to GMS. Okay. The prophets of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai on the earth. All right. Now, you see in that clip with Elon Musk. So you have to remember what we've been saying for years leading up to this point. OK, now in 2024, that's when the first trial started with the NEURALINK, with that brain chip. OK, that started in 2024. OK, and now the first operation, OK, in the U.S. hospital is live, man. All right. It happened in Miami. You can see that in the first clip that I put up. OK, and then the other guy, that's something that happened, I think like last year. OK, so all these guys and different people were a part of trials. OK, I'm not sure if that first guy was a part of the trials in 24. All right, but they did a true, real operation, legit, no trial, a real thorough operation with NEURALINK with the brain chip happened days ago in Miami. OK, which means now people can go into the hospitals, the U.S. hospitals, and get that done. OK, that's fresh and that's new. All right, which proves progression, which proves that prophecy is moving forward, man. All right, that's why I say, how are we not the prophets? Everything we've been saying is moving forward. OK, moving forward, moving forward and moving forward. All right, let's go back up in the same chapter. Let's start at verse 30. So Ezekiel chapter 33, let's start at verse 30. It says, also, thou son of man, the children of thy people are still talking against thee by the walls and in the doors of the houses, and speak one to another, every one to his brother, saying, come, I pray you, and hear what is the word that cometh forth from Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Verse 31. And they come unto thee as the people cometh, and they sit before thee as my people, and they hear thy words, but they will not do them. For with their mouth they show much love, but their heart goeth after their covetousness. And lo, thou art unto them as a very lovely song of one that have a pleasant voice, and can play well on an instrument. For they hear thy words, but they do them not. Right. Okay, they listening for entertainment. Okay, you've been entertained for years, but you're not taking it seriously. That's what it's talking about. Okay, you're not dancing to it, man, the right way. All right, because if you're dancing to it the right way, you would understand what's going on. Because we've been pushing prophecy. Period, man. We are pushing prophecy. That's what prophets do. Okay, verse 33. It says, and when this come to pass, look, it will come, then shall they know that a prophet have been among them. Right. So you see that things are getting very, very deep with the beast system, the chip. Okay, because you got a brain chip, you have the microchip that can go in the hand, man. Okay, but they're all chips. Okay, that goes back to the mark. All right, let's go to Proverbs chapter 5. Let's read verse 7. Start at verse 7. It says, hear me now, therefore, all you children, and depart not from the words of my mouth. Remove thy way far from her. And the her, when you read up in the chapter, it's referring to a strange woman. Okay, meaning a wicked doctrine. Okay, wicked philosophies. All right. Remove thy way far from her, and come not nigh the door of her house, lest thou give thy honor unto others, and thy years unto the cruel. Lest strangers be filled with thy wealth, and thy labors be in the house of a stranger. And thou mourn at the last, when thy flesh and thy body are consumed. Nuclear fire, that judgment. Okay, and we know that part of the judgment of taking that mark, okay, is nuclear fire. All right, that's the judgment for taking that mark, taking that chip. Okay, so if you don't listen to us about the mark of the beast, you're done. Okay, because you're not going to be prepared. You're not going to have no faith in that time. All right, you're going to go with the flesh. You're going to go with my stomach is growling, so I got to eat. Especially your kids. You got a big family or any kids. Okay, they start telling you, mama, my stomach hurt. I'm hungry. You're going to go get that chip, man. When the troops tell you, if you want some food, come here, you're going to take your kids, you're going to pack them up, and you're going to go with them, man. Because you didn't listen to the prophets. Okay, let's read that again. Verse 11. And thou mourn at the last, when thy flesh and thy body are consumed, and say, how have I hated instruction, and my heart despised reproof? All right. And you can connect that with Proverbs chapter 1, verse 20 on down, man. Okay, it talks about hate and reproof. And he shall laugh at your calamity. Okay, when your fear cometh, meaning when the prophecies come to pass and you don't have that protection, the Lord gonna laugh at you because you didn't listen to the prophets. You hated instruction and you did not choose to fear the Lord. Okay, let's read it again, verse 12. And say, how have I hated instruction, and my heart, your mind, despised reproof? All right, and have not obeyed the voice of my teachers. Did not the scripture say in Isaiah, thy eyes shall behold thy teachers? All right. And when you go to the left, when you turn to the right, Yahweh Bashim Hawashai is guiding his people through the prophets, through the teachers of Yahweh Bashim Hawashai. There's no other way around this, man. There's no other way in. You understand? All right. Back at verse 13. And have not obeyed the voice of my teachers, nor inclined my ear to them that instructed me. We are instructing the nation of Israel to get prepared for the beast system. Get prepared, okay, for the hour of temptation. Get prepared for Jacob's trouble. Get prepared for America to fully collapse economically. You can see it happening already. That's why Trump and them running around doing these terrorists and trying to hold and prop America up. No, Babylon is going down. Okay, that's prophecy. That's what prophets do. We prophesy. Okay, so you see it, man. All right. And I'm going to do a part 2, Lord willing, of this, Lord willing. Okay, because I have some more information I want to go into. Okay, because we're going to keep prophesying about the mark of the beast. We're going to keep prophesying about the prophecies, man. Okay, so you see it. That's the first one that happened in the U.S., in Miami. Okay, in the hospital, man. Okay, it was not a trial. It was the real thing. It really happened. He went to a Miami hospital to get it done. For real, for real. Okay, so with that, I hope you're edified. I'm going to give our praises and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kodash, forgive me the spirit, to do this lesson. Double honors to the elders of Great Millstone, and shalom to Yarkam out there that's doing the truth and sincerity. Shalom.